Hi, I'm in Salad and I saw Tombstone is directed by George P. Cosmatos, written by Kevin Jar, and if you haven't seen this movie, I will spoil it for you. This movie starts, we're following a cowboy gang. They rudely interrupt the wedding and they start shooting everyone. I'm like, that's no good, man. Shooting people is bad. You know what these people decide to do? Shoot more people. There's a guy who speaks Spanish. He be like, hey, you got to watch out for them horses. Horses are coming after you. And I was like, I wonder what that could possibly mean. You know what it means? You know what it actually means? Well, it means that we have guys from the Bible. He's quoting the Bible. We got this Bible verse being quoted. You got some guys from the Bible going right up on you. I'm going to shoot you. You know what I mean? You messed with the wrong guy, man. That guy you're about to kill is going to send God. God's going to come on you. Huh? He's going to wreck you. But no, these guys be like, ha ha ha, who cares? And they just start eating all their food. I'm like, bro, you so rude. Think about how long that food took to prepare. Now you're just going to eat it all? I'm like, no, man. Why you got to be like this? Perfect villain introduction. I was like, oh my goodness, these guys are the worst guys I've ever seen in the world. So who else are we following? Well, we're following the Earp brothers. We got Virgil, we got Morgan, and we got good old pal Wyatt. There we got the Earp brothers. They live in Tucson. They want to go to Tombstone to plant their roots, be part of a saloon, take some of their gambling profits, because big old brain, is it brain or is it heart? Big old heart, bravely boy over here be like, I'm gonna stand up to the cowboys. This bartender, definitely afraid of these cowboys. I'm gonna show this cowboy that I am actually in charge. And he does do that, and then he's like, okay, saloon, you're gonna give us some of your profits. And he does, and it works out. And so they're getting wealthy in Tombstone. But unfortunately, there's a lot of cowboys. Yeehaw! A whole lot of them. Including one who be like, I'm gonna stumble out. I'm so high on opium. I've never done an opium before. I actually don't know what it's like to be high on opium. But from what I see, these guys are just being drunk. They be like, oh, pew, 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 pew. You start shooting everything. Pew, 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 pew. Start shooting the sky. Pew, pew. Somebody be in the building be like, hey, sheriff, you gotta take care of that, man. Why don't you take care of that? And you know what happened? Was sheriff or marshal? What's the difference? What's the difference between a marshal and a sheriff? Can someone please let me know in the comments below? I'm not exactly sure what the difference do be. But anyway, we got a bunch, this sheriff be like, okay, give me your guns. This guy, he'd be like, okay, here you go, here's my guns. And right before the sheriff about to take their guns, boom, killed. I'm like, bro, you just murdered somebody. You could have killed someone with all this gun shooting. We actually just straight up murdered this guy. And so we have a guy. We got one of the Earps, Virgil specifically. They're all lawmen. They're all previous lawmen. These Earp brothers. One of them come out and be like, bro, we're gonna take you to jail. And then we have the freaking gang. They're like, are you now? And he doesn't back down, even though they're right up in their face. And I'm like, bro, this is so cool. But also, I like this standoff. If you come in closer, I shoot you in the head. And then I really like that the leader of this cowboy gang, who's got the gun against his head, he's like, this guy ain't bluffing, man. And oh boy, if you decide to come at me, I'll shoot you first. One of your other boys might come at me, but you're the leader, man. If you're instantly dead, if you at all try to come at me, tell them to back down. And then, hey, back down, come on, man, back down, you gotta back down. Everybody in the gang, back down. Then they'd be like, oh, we're coming for you. You're going to get it. Virgil's the only guy who really knows what's happening Like, truly what's happening? He's the oldest brother. He's like, oh boy, we've gotten ourselves into a terrible situation. And then we got Morgan, and then we have Wyatt. Wyatt's the type, he's very overconfident. His confidence goes a long way, but confidence doesn't necessarily replace skill. And then we have Morgan, who just doesn't take anything seriously, which is unfortunate when we have the Cowboy coming. The Cowboy gang come back, and they do come back in cowardice ways, such as, pew, gone through the wife's house. And I'm like, man, I wish I had a house of my own, so I can have my lady friends come over. That sounds awesome. But the Cowboy's gonna go, pew, and then the wives be scared, and then, oh, we're gonna go to that saloon, we're gonna pew him, oh, get you in the back, Morgan, and Morgan's dead. Pew, Virgil, you're handicapped now, 5 ever. They're like, no, what? You gotta do some justice, man. You gotta take up some justice. And then the Cowboy gang come back. They taunting. We got taunts coming. Ah, ha 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 ha. Sucks like your brother's dead. Ha ha ha. Should've messed with us. Ha 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 ha. You know what's great? Well, there's even more taunting, including there's like one of the Cowboy gangs be like, oh, we're gonna come up to you. Uh-huh. Oh, we got a gun. And then one of the Earp brothers, pow, just pummels him in the head with the back of the pistol. Oh, like, awesome! But then these Cowboys be like, you're getting a fight today. So they go to OK Corral, and then there's like 10 dudes shooting at each other. We got some of the guys, they be injured, and then of course a lot of the Cowboys are dead. So what else would it do be? What happens? Well, Wyatt Earp turns out to be the one that's alive, and Virgil's taking all the wives to a train, and Virgil's on a train with all the wives. One of the Cowboy gang be like, you know, I'm gonna shoot you. Where's your brother? And then Wyatt Earp be like, right here, boom. And then there's like 2 guys there. One of the guys is dead. The other guy is being sent off to give them a message, and it's like, awesome, dude. Oh man, they're gonna have a big old shootout, and then they do have a big old shootout. There's a whole lot of you know what's great about this movie? The tension building, the character development of all the brothers. Wyatt has turned harsh. He's turned hard. He's like hard as a rock. He's like, you took my brother from me. You got Doc Holliday. Everyone's afraid of Doc Holliday. What's great about Doc Holliday? Oh, you're diagnosed TB. You better sit down and have a lay down. You have a gander. And you know what Doc Holliday does? I'm gonna get up and I'm going to pursue this Cowboy gang, because I am dying. I'm gonna keep on smoking, keep on drinking. I am dying. This is what I want to do as my dying wish. I'm like, this is so admirable. I absolutely love this. We have Doc Holliday. He keeps collapsing. He has to sit down. And chill. But then he gets up. He goes into the wilderness. Confronts one of the Cowboy gang. Boom! And look who's there. Wyatt be like, what are you doing here? And he gets Doc Holliday like, dude, you wouldn't let me go. So I just pretended to be more sick than I actually was. Aha, gotcha. I'm like, whoa, dude, this is awesome. But then actually, Doc Holliday does die on screen. He's just chilling in a hospital bed, and he's like, oh, I'm sad or happy with my life. I guess I'm thinking about a sad memory. But you know, I guess I'm pretty satisfied with my life. And he starts saying gibberish, and then he dies. So the entire Cowboy gang be gone and be like, oh my goodness, they're all cleared. Also, I really like the killing spree that Wyatt goes on for all the Cowboys. Everybody who's wearing a red sash gets death. Boom! Gets hung. Boom! Gets shot. Boom! Bow! 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 Pretty freaking sweet. This is a pretty sweet time. Oh man, I was watching this and I was like, man, I absolutely love the tension building in this movie. I already mentioned that already because I have to mention it again because of how much tension is being built. The very beginning, probably the first third of the movie is establishing the characters and what makes the characters be themselves. And then we have, we got a bad guy. We got a bad guy that's conflicting with the Earp brothers. Even though we were introduced to the bad guys in the very first scene, they're confronting the Earp brothers. Trouble, and then more trouble, and then boom, gunfight, and then we gotta get revenge. We're gonna kill all the cowboys. And then a very final last showdown. We got all the cowboys. Heck yeah, we got the cowboys. Final line of this movie. Oh, we got the ring bearer, is a Wyatt Earp. He's the one that lasted for a long time. He died in 1926 or 1929. I forget the year. But he got some ring bearers, some guy named Andrew. We got Tom Mix. Tom Mix Webb. Cry. LaCry. If you do you know who Tom Mix be? He was a silent cowboy. He was a cowboy during the silent film era during the 20s. He made like 200 movies, and then all the movies got burnt up in the Foxfire, and now there's only like 30 movies. Very important. He is directly John Wayne's mentor, and we get John Wayne from that. John Wayne is directly doing Tom Mix, and we got Clint Eastwood. Clint Eastwood is inspired by John Wayne, which is Tom Mix. Everything's derivative of Tom Mix, and very important. Why do I know all this history? Because it is Riley's great uncle. And fun story about Tom Mix. He literally got killed in a car crash, not by the collision itself, but by the millions of dollars in a briefcase that hit him in the back of the head. And that money went to the government. So, you know, fortune lost, didn't go to any descendants whatsoever, which is the sole reason why, well, that plus many other reasons. You can ask him about this yourself. But it's why Riley feels so strongly about being an entertainer. He has to, it's in his blood. It's in his blood. Imagine if you had an ancestor several generations ago, 100 years ago. This guy died, who was big name, until the talkies happened, and then he didn't really have a voice for talkies. But he was big cowboy guy, big inspirational for all the films to come. He didn't get any of the name recognition because he was forgotten at the time, and no wealth because the government took it. Government, biggest problem in the issue. The biggest problem in the universe. Got him! Government, big bad. Okay, government, be bad. But also, sign your wills. Make sure you have a will before you die. You don't know when you'll die. If you don't sign a will, the government's gonna get all of your money, and you won't have any legacy for your children. So this is why this movie's so important to me, Riley, and I like this movie a lot. Let me know what you think of the movie. I like the characters, I like the pacing, I like the tension, I like all the gun shoots, I like all the cool shots, like the horses go run. I really like the open, vast landscape of the horses go run. This was filmed all in Arizona. Pretty sweet, pretty freaking rad. I gotta give this movie a solid 8 out of 10. If you like this review, watch another one. The platform really likes that. If you want a fast track movie review, you can do that for $20. Dinos, patreon.com/ASEPresents. And if you like to help support the daily grind of all them daily movie reviews, go to this link tree. By the way, you can help support the daily grind of all them daily movie reviews. So go here, and until next time, Salad, I'll see you later, my salad croutons and bacon bits. Will I find my horse back here? Hey, horse, giddy up, horse. Maybe my horse is over there. Hey, horse, come hither. I want to ride you. Let's have a riding time.